Hey everybody, back with another response video here. This one is for Dustin Bellinger. So let's get right into it. It's a two-part response. First part, he wants us to give a shout out to a channel. I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to mention 3 channels. If that disqualifies me from the giveaway, that's fine, but just had a few different channels I wanted to mention. Could have probably mentioned like 10, but narrowed it down to 3 for now. First one I'm going to mention is Jason Aaron Goldberg. Been watching him for a few weeks now. Fun channel. I'm surprised more people haven't found him yet. He does a lot of pack openings and box openings. I know a lot of people like watching that kind of stuff. And he has like a really great radio type of voice, or like an old school stadium announcer or something like that. Don't know if he's ever done anything like that. And he does a lot of different series on his channel. He does like booze and baseball cards and Throwback Thursday and Pick a Pack, and I think even a few others. Just a lot of fun stuff he does over there, so go check him out. And this next guy I've mentioned a few times, gonna throw his name out there again, JLibriz. We always talk about how we need more young collectors in the hobby and in the YouTube community, and here's a young collector putting a lot of effort into his channel. He has a variety of videos up. He does pack openings as well, box openings. He does his card show recaps, single card pickups, and so on. A little bit of everything over there. And he's a fellow New Yorker, which certainly doesn't hurt, even though he's a Mets fan, but hope to run into him at a card show at some point here locally. And last guy, this guy is brand new. I don't think he's even been making videos for like 2 full weeks yet. Jose Romero. I first found out about him on Tony R's channel, and Pepino Man also mentioned him. Really good guy, very friendly. He's been showing a lot of different stuff. Autographed cards, autographed baseballs, even some vintage. Has a lot of videos up already, and they're really quick. You can run through them really quick. I think most of them are like under a minute. And he's a veteran. He served our country, so even more reason to go check him out and welcome him into the community. And so there it is. I will leave links to all of these guys. And so let's move on to part 2 of the response. Okay, so for part 2, Dustin wants us to showcase something from our collection. And this is something that I've been promising Dustin for a while now, just never got around to it. It's my Roberto Clemente collection. Not a huge collection, got a few binder cards and a few other things I'll show at the end. But here you see some of these old used checklist cards. A lot of these older cards that I have in here are in pretty rough shape, which doesn't really bother me much. Obviously, if at some point I can get my hands on some stuff in better condition, I wouldn't mind it, but for some of this old binder material, if I can get it really cheap because of condition, I'll take it. And this isn't a collection for like grading or for like investment or anything like that. I just like collecting him because he's the most iconic Puerto Rican athlete of all time. Even people from my generation that never got to see him, and I'd even say even people younger than me, we all know who he is and we all respect what he did. And even if you're not of Puerto Rican heritage, obviously a lot of people admire him and collect him, including Dustin Bellinger himself. Here you see some stuff from the 80s. Then we move on to some newer stuff. Really like that card in his Santurce jersey. Always wanted to get one of those jerseys. Kind of tough to tell there with that black and white photo, but it's a really cool looking jersey. Here's kind of an oddball card that a friend gave me many years ago. You got an insert with Clemente and Vlad Guerrero. You got one with him and Sosa. So again, some of this newer stuff. A lot of Upper Deck stuff. Upper Deck had so many different products around that time. Would like to get some more of his modern inserts, but sometimes they can be kind of overpriced. As much as I like him, I'm not going to overpay for his stuff. You got some 03 Heritage stuff. SP Legendary cuts, like that one. There's obviously a reprint. Nice mini, some Topps inserts. Again, I get some of these inserts sometimes. Would love to get my hands on a few more of them. Here you got some Allen and Ginter, a few Diamond Kings from the past few years. So again, don't have a ton of cards of them in the binder. Then we move back here to some stuff from '98. Have these separate because I'm planning to get a few more of these. In 98 they had a lot of different Clemente themed cards. They had some tribute cards, some reprints. Got some of these recently from some of you guys, but definitely want to add some more of those. I think this one I pulled way back in 98, and this I definitely pulled back in 98, the refractor version. Just got this one recently. I think it was Just the Bears that sent me that. These two I pulled in 98, but this was the first one I pulled, the refractor version. And I remember when I got that one, everybody wanted to try and get that off me, tried to trade for it, and my uncle really tried to buy it off me a few times, but just couldn't give it up. Pulling that was a big deal to me because that was back when refractors were still a bit tougher to get, unlike now where they're in every other pack. But yeah, that's the end of the Clemente binder section. Just want to show something else real quick. Over here I got Edgar Clemente, who also used to go by Edgar Velasquez, and that's Clemente's nephew. Played I think for like 2 seasons in the majors. Not sure why he was going by Velasquez the first few years. Never really looked into that. But I just think it's kind of cool to have a few cards of him in there. So that's it for the binder section. Like I said, I have a few other items I want to show, so I'll get those and we'll continue. Okay, so a few more Clemente items before we're done. I keep these in the Puerto Rican PC box. First I got an old school stamp, 20-cent stamp. Honestly can't even remember when a stamp was 20 cents. Here's an insert that I got. I bought that off Ricky Russo at a card show. Nice tech insert. Pretty cool on the back too. Here's a vintage card from 61. And again, much like my other old Clemente cards, not in the greatest condition, but doesn't bother me at all. Still love that card, would never get rid of it. Bought this a really long time ago, back in the early days of eBay, back before the prices on his vintage really spiked up. And last two things here, two of my favorites. Got this Bat Relic from Upper Deck, numbered to 1961. Really cool looking card. And great documentation on the back by Upper Deck. Does say it was from a bat used in a major league game by him. And again, like I always say, even when it says that, you still never know 100% where they got that stuff from, but you much rather get the cards when they say something like that. It does make you feel a little bit better about getting them. And last one here, SP Legendary Cuts jersey card. Beautiful card, really love that card. And again, has that great documentation by Upper Deck on the back. Says that was used in a major league game by him. So that's definitely one of the favorites in the collection. And so that is going to do it for the Clemente collection, at least for now. I hope to add a lot more to it in the future. So there you go, Dustin. Hope you enjoyed that. And I'll talk to you all again next time.